Namaste, my beauties. Namaste, queens. No cards in this video. I will be talking and explaining you 4 types of divorced men. First of all, where do I get my information? First of all, of course, you can imagine hundreds, sometimes thousands of stories which I had seen from people who write me. So not only I of course use my knowledge of the cards, or use my knowledge of just my psychic abilities, but I use enormous amount of literature I read. I use what's priceless is the experience from women all over the world. I have subscribers. If I am not wrong, I might be wrong right now, but I think it's 92 or 93 countries among my subscribers. So of course I can experience the stories of all lands, women of all social levels, financial levels, career levels, educational levels. What really amazes me is that similarity in men all over the world. It's amazing. You know, you take a man from India, you take a man from Philippines, you take a man from Australia, you take a man from Peru, and they're all like brothers. It seems like they communicate. Well, of course, I'm not telling you everybody, but you take at least 80% of men amazingly behave the same, giving the same excuses. If they lie, they use the same words. Especially third-party relationship, sometimes I have to literally, because I can receive 4 or 5 emails describing me a third-party relationship. And imagine this, they all are so similar that I have to take a list and put little notes, because excuses they give are absolutely identical. If they all were calling to each other and saying, okay, I'm gonna meet her tonight because I want to have some fun, she's a good cook, she's good in bed, she's a good listener, she listens to all my problems, gives me good advices, what should I tell her? And that guy in the same position, he tells him, okay, tell her, do you have children? Yes. Okay, tell her, if I leave, I don't want to spoil relationship with my son or with my children. My children means the world for me, but I was miserable for years. This phrase, I was miserable for years. And when I read those emails, it seems like the same person when they describe me, the behavior of a man who's married and has you as mistress. When I get these emails, I have to make notes. But I write there, for example, Jessica and her situation, little notes, because they look so identical that I confuse them. It looks like they're all dealing with the same person. It was the same man. They are lovers of the same man. But I did have the case when 3, not 2, 3 women were online corresponding with this one dude. It was the same guy. It was exactly the same guy. I thought I was losing my mind. Especially online, they have it online. They have, one woman was in online communication with so-called love of her life for 12 years. Never seen each other, 12 years. So, and she was telling me, I want to know how serious he is. Seriously, 12 years, you never even seen him. You want to know how serious he is. So anyways, so of course, I base it not only on my experience, your experience, years of research, but also on ridiculous amount of books I read. I am a typical bookworm, but also I have group of friends, of close friends who are psychologists, and two psychiatrists and several psychologists who deal with this kind of things. So they share, they know I have a channel, they share their experience with me, and I then share it with you. So it's priceless knowledge, because this is something you can take into consideration and really can help you not to waste your time. My videos on manipulators, it can save your life. So, divorced. So you've met a man. 4 types of divorced men, which you're gonna simply waste your time if you do. You met a man and a man is divorced, and you're thinking, oh, you know, nothing is wrong with it. You know, this man is free. I am free. Why don't we start communication? You know, what is bad about it? Nothing is wrong. We're both free. I will tell you, not always this is true, but I will tell you a very simple thing which works very often. A good man, a really, truly good man, is rarely being left by a wife. Rarely. I don't tell you these things don't happen ever. But a good man, a so rare case, such a rare case, that they are very seldom being divorced. So if man is divorced, then there was something going on, which you probably don't know about. But I'm not going to talk about that now. So you met a man, he is divorced, and you think that you might have a future together. You like him, he likes you. So what is the types of the man don't deal with, because you're going to waste your time and lead to heartbreak? Fun boy. What happens with fun boy? He divorced, he takes his ring off, and now you go to some party or you go to some club. It's a party, a boy. He is easy. He's so easy to communicate with. He's open to life. He is you having a lot of fun with him. He is, you know, funny. He jokes. He gives you compliments. It's just so easy and so much fun. You become a lovers and you're hoping for something serious with him. But a fun boy, you can see, or a party boy, you can see him also on dating sites. You can see them in clubs, you can see them in parties, you can see them in bars. Fun boy likes to surround himself with a female. He has fun boy. I will give you a song easily describing this. A little bit of Monica in my life, and a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Reed. That Mambo number 5. Mambo number 5 is a fun boy. So even though he is divorced, and you met him and you liked him, and it seems like he liked you, you have to understand that the fun boy has a little bit of Monica, a little bit of Erica, a little bit of Gina, a little bit of Rita. He takes it as a lifetime. So if you expect for some commitment from fun boy or a party boy, we can write here party boy. It's gonna be a waste of your time, because he can tell you these words, keywords. I'm not ready. I just recently divorced. I don't know what I want. Something like this. So party boy is not a good choice unless you're going to party with him, but you don't get attached your strings to him. A good woman with a high value, high respect to herself and self-love, they usually see party boy pretty quickly and they don't waste time on them. So party boy, you have to understand also energetically is very dirty. What is energetically dirty? When a person has sex sex with another person, you have to understand it very simply, that it's not just the body which are connecting. You connect energy fields, you connect all 7 chakras, and you can even connect karmas with such a person. So I will give you an example how it is. Imagine that you cooked soup in I don't know, in a pan. You didn't clean the pan and you started to cook something else completely different in it. Then you started to cook maybe rice pudding in it without cleaning, and after rice pudding with some residue of rice pudding left, you started to cook something else. So this is a man energetically who sleeps with lots of women. So when you are going to bed with a man who had been with multiple women, I don't know if you read about a very sad story, love story of Marilyn Monroe. She was in a foster home of a family when the whole family had to bathe in that water, about, I don't know, 5, 6 people. And then she would be the last. So when you are sexually connecting with someone who sleeps with multiple partners, you are getting into that dirty water when everyone already bathed. So energetically, it's you know, it's disgusting. So fun boy, a waste of time. Fun boy takes this life and just has someone else and someone else. This is number 1, divorced man, fun boy. Now, number 2, sad divorced boy. Why are you so sad? Tears are in your eyes. Okay, he is still in love with whoever was their wife, and everything seems to be fine. He seems to be a nice guy. But here and there, he can suddenly become sad. You know, like you're driving and you were chatting and you were communicating and you were laughing, and suddenly he is sad. And you're asking him, what's going on? What is wrong with you? Why are you so sad? And you're going to be like, and he's going to be like, no, nothing. Or he can tell you something about his ex. For example, you are having dinner in a restaurant and he says, oh yes, Cynthia, let's say, for example, Cynthia is his ex-wife. Oh, Cynthia loved this restaurant. Or you are watching a movie, or Cynthia loved this movie. So here, in there, and there, and there, the phantom of his wife is here inside his mind. Ta-ta-ta-ta-tum. So no matter what you do, she's somewhere there. So like that. It seems like you are 3 in bed. She's like that phantom of his ex-wife is constantly there no matter what. Sometimes they use the ex-wife or girlfriend as a manipulation. I already told you that manipulator uses, it's one of method of manipulation is mentioning the ex. Why? Because it makes you wanna try to prove him that you are better. Sometimes it's sad, sometimes it could be that, oh, she hurt me, I'm not over the hurt she caused me. Manipulators use the ex-wife in different situations, sometimes sad, sometimes comparing you to her, sometimes telling you how she hurt him, so it makes you want to compete for his majesty to be in your life. And or he falls silent, lost eyes, or you can see him staring at her photo in, I don't know, in his phone or in an album. So why this is waste of your time? A sad boy, you do not know exactly how long he's gonna be sad. it can last for years. He is stuck with that ex-wife, whoever it was, and you are just gonna be there until the moment he tells you, I am still in love with my ex-wife. And then you write me an email and you are asking me, is he still in love with, because he told me this. Another thing I want to mention here, girls, very often a man tells you the truth. Not very often, sorry, not very often, not very often. You know what happens when a man tells you the truth? You don't believe him. Why? He tells you, I am not into serious relationship now. I can come to you twice a week whenever I want. I can have sex with you. It's fun. If it's okay with you, it's doormat. Be my doormat. Don't be my my girlfriend. No, be my friends with benefits as being somebody doormat. Because he can come when he wants, he can go when he wants, no commitment, he owes you nothing, he promises you nothing, he just using you. Passing time. So, sometimes man tells you the truth. Why? You don't believe him. He tells you, I'm still in love with my ex-wife. Why do you put up with this? It's disrespectful for you, such words. Why do you stay? So he tells you, I am still in love with my ex, but you stay. Hoping for what? He's gonna change? He tells you, I am not into serious relationship. I'm not into committed relationship, but you are staying, hoping for some miracle. And then you email me, he said that he is not into committed relationship. I want to know if it's true. It's true, he told you that. When man tells you the truth, somehow you don't believe him. When he lies to you, you believe him. What is that such a paradox? He lies to you in order to use you, you believe him. But when he tells you the truth, you don't, and you stay. Why? Why? So sad boy. Waste of your time. Sad boy who still is in love with his ex or ex and ex and ex. Waste of your time. Sometimes he can tell you that straightforward. You staying there wasting your time. The divorced man, number three, workaholic. So he divorced, she left him. Self-esteem is down, so he pretty much marries his job. He is working 24/7. His wife is his job, his girlfriend is his job, his goals is his job. You have to beg for His Majesty time. Every time you have to beg for His Majesty time, you are with the wrong person. You don't have to beg. You never beg for love. You never fight for love. You fight for your life if you're being attacked. For life of your children. You fight for safety of your family. But you don't ever fight for love. That's not something to fight for. Love comes easy. Love brings positive changes in your life. Positive emotions. Positive feelings. If it's not positive, it's adrenaline addiction, adrenaline endorphin addiction, or you being manipulating, you're being used. Stop hoping for a miracle to happen. Just fall from sky and happen, turning a snake into a swan. So, workaholic. You have to beg for his time, but he constantly tells you he's busy. He is so busy that he cannot call you once in a week or answer your text message. You know what? This busy thing is a big bullshit. So you beg him for a week for his attention, he's working. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a year, he's constantly working. He's not interested in relationship. He is in love with his work and married to it. Waste of time. And the last divorced man with whom you're gonna waste your time. L-O-S-T, lost. So, many variations here. He is lost. So, she was there for him, doing his bills, ironing his shirts, taking care of the things. He was just going to work, coming home, pretty much everything had been taken care of. But now, he's lost. She divorced him, or they divorced, whatever reasons. He is lost. He ain't know what to do. He ain't know what he wants. He ain't know what he needs, who he needs, when he needs. He ain't know nothing, like my Southern Belle girlfriend says. He ain't know nothing, Allah. He ain't not know nothing. He's lost. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to live. He doesn't know what he wants in the future. If he wants a future, he is lost. Poor little boy. What you guys do? What do you do in such situation? You take him as this lost puppy in a street. You bring him home. You put him in a kitchen. You find him the cardboard, you put him out there, feed him, and something like this. Lost child, lost 56-year-old dude, and then he's sad, he's depressed, he's lost, and then you start being his mommy, his nanny, his counselor, his psychologist, his psychic, his everybody. You start to just, oh, his poor thing, pulling him out of the being lost. You inspire him, you find him a job, you inspire him to start school, you helping him to do school, he start a job, he start a business, he start going to a gym, you pull him out of the deep hole, and when he's out of a deep hole, what is gonna happen? He's gonna be gone. When, unfortunately, if you expect gratitude, I've seen this so many times. I've done everything for him. I started his business. I helped him to buy a house. I was writing his paperwork in the university for him. I was with his dying mother, taking care of her when no one in the family did. And you know what he did? He left me with a 21-year-old secretary. Why such thing happened? When you sacrifice yourself in the name of a man, you sacrifice. He's gonna be with you until he's out of the hole he was. Then he's gonna be out of your life. Why these things happen? Because you will remind him with your presence then you was there. He doesn't want to be reminded that someone got him to where he is right now. Narcissists and psychopath manipulators, I repeat myself, I call all manipulators psychopath. Especially if he has a manipulator tendency. They love to brag about their achievement and how he got there all by himself. And you didn't do anything for that. And you're going to be out of his life, crying, telling me how life is unfair, how this is even possible. Possible. Don't get somebody out of nowhere. Don't sacrifice. Sacrifice never gets rewarded if you sacrifice yourself in the name of somebody, of a man. You need to be with a man who is gonna treat you the same way as you treat him. And if you get any of this, he humiliates you, he criticizes you, he uses rude words, he devalues you, he provokes you, he attacks you physically, emotionally or mentally. He blames everything on you. He's controlling you every step. You must be a slave. He raises his voice. He disrespects you. You're being manipulated and used and destroyed. Please pay attention to red flags. These are 4 types of divorced men who you're gonna waste your time with. I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you all the best. Namaste.